Hello, we are in a lesson on the topic of Passover. We're going to study selected excerpts from the sources. We are at excerpt number 121. Rav, please.
We
are studying more and more deeply what it means to be inside our ego, in exile, as we call it, from the Creator, from the desire to bestow, from love of others, and how to advance towards this more and more. Hence, all of our work is from exile to redemption. Exile when we feel we are outside of love of friends, outside of love of others, outside of love of the Creator, distant, feeling distant from one another. And redemption, when we feel that there is a force that is pulling us towards one another, is pushing us towards one another, when we begin to come closer to one another, and in this way we'll feel the difference between exile and redemption, where the difference between the exile and redemption is in the letter Aleph. Aleph means Alufo Shel Olam, champion of the world, the revelation of the Creator inside a person. And if we try to come to some closeness between us, some nearing, and then separation, and again closeness, and then again separation, again closeness, we begin to feel in these movements as they work on us, these states, how we may influence them, how to ask the Creator to bring us closer, because then we'll be able to, in the connection between us and coming closer between us, we'll be able to feel His presence. And as we are moving apart, away from one another, we'll feel the Creator disappearing from the heart, from our feeling, from our world. So all those feelings that we feel, we're approaching, and then the Creator is awakening between us, all this is called redemption. And the other way around, when we move away from one another, this is called exile. It's not a matter of geography or history. It's simply how the laws of nature are working on us. We have to be more sensitive to them, and then we'll see. We'll see how we're making our lives from the feeling of exile to a feeling of redemption, which is happening in each and every generation, each and every time, in every 10, among everyone. Whether to the extent that we want the Creator to be revealed, we'll be drawn to it. This will be attraction to redemption from exile.
Excerpt number 121, RABASH says, when a person is in Egypt, he cannot be a Jew because he is enslaved to Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And when he works for Pharaoh, he cannot be a servant of the Creator. This is the meaning of, for the children of Israel are mine. They are my servants, and not the servants of a slave. When a person is his own servant, he cannot be a servant of the Creator, because it is impossible to serve two kings at once. Only once he has come out of Egypt, meaning from self-reception, can he be a servant of the Creator. Again, RABASH says, Exit 121, RABASH says, when a person is in Egypt, he cannot be a Jew because he is enslaved to Pharaoh, king of Egypt.
Yehudi, Jew from the word unity, that he unites with friends, with the Creator, that has nothing to do with the species, with the kind of nation he's from. It has to do with the fact that he's attained connection.
And when he works for Pharaoh, he cannot be a servant of the Creator. This is the meaning of, for the children of Israel are mine. They are my servants, and not the servants of a slave. When a person is his own servant, he cannot be a servant of the Creator, because it is impossible to serve two kings at once. Only once he has come out of Egypt, meaning from self-reception, can he be a servant of the Creator.
Salam. It is written, he cannot be a Jew because he is enslaved to Pharaoh. So how is it possible to emerge from enslavement?
How can we come out of the exile is something that we learn. We learn how anyone who has reached a certain level of maturity inside his soul and his innermost desire, and he feels that his life is under the control of corporeal nature, the will to receive, that thinks only of itself, and then it's isolated in this tiny world, and he feels himself in exile, like someone who's been put to prison. And then he needs to come to us to hear. His senses are aimed at how to come out of that state. He feels in our regular corporeal life a lack of purpose. And when he hears that he can come out of the feeling of this world and to see high above the boundaries of this world, to see the true reality of infinite, expansive reality where the upper forces work, to feel him, to see him with his senses, then this person begins to awaken differently. He's got an inclination for it, a sense for it. There are those who come to us, they hear about it, and they do not respond. It's a sign that they haven't matured yet. They haven't reached a state where they need to be closer to the Creator, or connected to the Creator. And there are those for whom, no, for them, opening up a new life, a new world, and they can't imagine how is it possible for them to live in such a despicable and lowly world. And then they're happy in what they've got. So there's the matter here of exile and redemption. Or anyone who wishes to unify with the Creator is called a Jew. From the word unification, he would like to unify with. And those who don't feel it still don't feel it, if not now, then later. As it's written, everyone shall know me from their greatest to their littlest, and my house will be a house of prayer for all nations. Meaning there is not a single person who, in whichever incarnation, in this life, in the next, we can't feel exactly what it is, but that he won't come to be adhered to the Creator, to his root. Otherwise, it won't be the end of correction for the world. Hence, we need to nevertheless try to be drawn to the connection between us and the connection with the Creator, and to paint a trail for all humans. And everyone shall know me from their greatest to their littlest, and my house will be a house of prayer for all nations. That's how it'll be. So we're starting to feel the Creator and the Pharaohs, two opposite forces working inside of us, and we have to locate both of these forces and arrange them, each one in his own corner, and to feel, who am I doing all this for in each and every moment? The Pharaoh or the Creator? And to try, through the group, to be adhered to the Creator. And this is possible only when I'm arranging my attitude in the group as the attitude of love, connection, care, concern. In this way, through these concerns, I come to caring for the friends and caring for the whole world, and that's how I'm getting closer to the Creator.
Да, дорогой Раф, тут написано, что
Yes, dear Rav,
Египта из эгоистического получения.
it is written that a person
А вы сейчас говорите, что
comes out of Egypt, of self-reception, and then he can be a servant of the Creator. Now you're saying that by caring for the friends, we become servants of the Creator. So, are we concerned about someone, the Creator, or the friends, and then we come out of Egypt? Or do we first come out, and then we become servants of the Creator?
We try to do what's necessary, even though we don't understand or we can't feel exactly how it's done or for whom, but we try to do it. Like anyone who studies, they don't know their profession yet, but they try, they yearn for it. And later, we become professional or skilled people, meaning we understand what is our work made of, and we try each time to lift the level of our incorporation in the general work of all of the created beings.
It's
just that emerging from Egypt, is it coming out into concern for the friends?
Coming out of the egoism, it's coming out of the egoism, and you can't come out of one thing if you aren't entering into something else. That is why we need to connect more between us, then we'll come out faster from the egoism and enter, let's say, the altruism, the connection between us.
Thank you, Rav. What does it mean to be a Jew? What is the role of every Jew?
To be a Jew means to connect everyone, just like in Babylon when they wanted to connect all of Babylon together, but in the end a small group came out of it. And so this is what is needed even today, to try and unite the whole world, all of humanity together, so they'll feel they're disconnected from the upper force, which is one for everyone. And in our connection, we all need to connect to Him. That's the purpose of human development, all of humanity. And only in this way can we reach wholeness, eternal life, whole, perfect life.
Thank you, Rav.
Woman Cup U4.
Thank you, Rav. Thank you, World Kli. As we develop in the 10, I only feel two states: engaged with the society, counting minutes to be together, or rational thoughts against the work of society. And when I succeed ignoring those irksome thoughts and pay attention to society instead, seemingly new, deeper ways to connect or study get formed and appear. What else is there? Is there anything else that I should prepare for as a student?
No. No,
these two states are enough for the time being to bring me to the right scrutinies and all the corrections.
Woman Europe.
Buenos días, maestro. Buenos días, amigos. Mi pregunta es con
Good
relación a
day,
la espiritualidad.
teacher. Good day, friends. My question is concerning spirituality. What is the meaning of being Jewish or Israel? Or what's the difference between being Israel and being Jewish?
Being Jewish or a Jew is more of a general name, or a person understands that we all have to reach connection between us, just like it was revealed in Babylon. And then a part of them started to assemble around Abraham, who was advertising this knowledge, this purpose to all of humanity at the time. And then those members of the humanity that lived in Babylon started to come to him to learn those things. And a group gradually formed out of them called Yehudim, Jews, from the word unity or unification, which is the main thing that they've had, that they had before themselves as a goal, a purpose. So that's the difference between Jews who wish to reach unity and unification and all other people who don't want it yet. They don't have this feeling, this deficiency to reach connection and unity. That's it.
Excerpt number 122, From Exile to Redemption. RABASH says, it is impossible to come out of the exile in Egypt before entering the exile. Only then can it be said that we are coming out of exile. The author of the Haggadah tells us about this, that we need to know that in the beginning our fathers were idol worshippers, meaning that they were in exile under the rule of idol worshippers. And only then the Creator brought our fathers closer. But if they did not feel that they were placed under the rule of idol worshippers, it could not be said that the Creator had brought them closer. Only when a person is remote from the Creator can it be said that the Creator is bringing him closer, because the absence should always come before the presence. For the presence is the vessel, and the presence, the absence is the vessel, and the presence is the light that fills the absence and the darkness.
We'll have to read it again.
Again, 122. It is impossible to come out of the exile in Egypt before entering the exile. Only then can it be said that we are coming out of exile. The author of the Haggadah tells us about this, that we need to know that in the beginning our fathers were idol worshippers, meaning that they were in exile under the rule of idol worshippers. And only then the Creator brought our fathers closer. But if they did not feel that they were placed under the rule of idol worshippers, it could not be said that the Creator had brought them closer. Only when a person is remote from the Creator can it be said that the Creator is bringing him closer, because the absence should always come before the presence. For the absence is the vessel, and the presence is the light that fills the absence and the darkness. Woman Latin 1.
Hola, buenas noches, Rab y Cli Mundial.
Good evening, Rav, World Cli.
Con respecto a lo que se está hablando.
I have a question relative to what we discussed. If I always feel myself distant from the Creator, remote from Him, does it not mean that I take the work upon myself? The ego says I'm distant, I'm far away, but here I am together with you, and this is my confusion.
Every single moment when a person feels that he's in a system that consists of two forces, a force of reception and a force of bestowal, and he's between those two forces, he's got room for work, and he needs to think what to do with himself. He can move toward the force of bestowal, which is the Creator, the upper force, or toward the force of reception, which is the lower force, the force of this world. This is what is before us. And the group should hold him and not let him fall from this scrutiny.
If I analyze the feeling of deficiency of exile, what is it made of? It's made of my deficiency to come out of Egypt, the feeling that the group has to come out of Egypt, certain feeling of remoteness from the Creator. What is the correct feeling of exile? What is it made of?
The correct feeling of exile is that I'm under the control of the will to receive, which operates on me. And opposite that, I feel an illumination from the desire to bestow, which is the Creator, who is probably, I don't know for sure, but he's probably influencing me. And I have to constantly try to choose the force of bestowal, that it will govern me, it will direct me and pull me forward. And this is what I want to happen. But I constantly discover myself every single moment that I am falling again into the will to receive, into what is called the governance or control of Pharaoh. And opposite that, I'm discovering that there is probably the control of the Creator. But I have to detect it, discern it, grab it, pull myself toward it, and in this way, I gradually pull myself to a thin thread from my ego into the Creator.
In
truth, it's a little confusing because where is the 10 here?
The 10 is always with you. We can't talk about it in every single word. The 10 is always with you because without the 10, you're not connected to the Creator.
So how do we grow this deficiency, the feeling of the exile?
The feeling of the exile, we feel it by feeling that I'm under the control of Pharaoh, under the control of my ego, which is what pulls me and confuses me. And every time I wake up, to some extent, I feel that I'm in it.
Number 123. The time of redemption is approaching, and we must prepare ourselves for the light of redemption, which is the exodus from slavery to freedom. It is known that it is impossible to emerge from exile before one is in exile. Also, it is also known that the Holy Torah is eternal and applies to each and every generation. Additionally, we say in the Haggadah, in the Passover story, that every generation one must see oneself as though he came out of Egypt. For this reason, we must know the meaning of the exile we're in and what it means that each generation we must emerge from this bitter exile. RABASH says that we need to know the matter of this exile, but I feel like we're scrutinizing this matter, but we don't feel this force that rules over us called Pharaoh. And I feel it fills me with grief, sorrow. Should I identify with it, with this sorrow, be in it, or work differently?
Look, I need to feel all the time that I have two ways in front of me, either to work according to my ego, according to my usual desire, or go above it with a force of bestowal, force of connection, and how much I can deal or cope with these two desires. That's it. And then, if I can walk on the path of bestowal, the path of connection, the more I want to delve into it and be in it, accordingly, I will be adhered to the group and to the Creator, and I will constantly be adhere to them and want to be adhered to them and not think of anything else. This is called trying to be on the path of redemption in the exit from Egypt. More than that, there's nothing for me to do. And here I begin to see the resistance from the will to receive. And then I have to cry out to the Creator and ask Him not let me go with my will to receive, which, because I don't want to go along with it, to flow with it in the water that takes me I don't know where. I want to constantly adhere to the group and to the Creator, which is really the only place where I am saved from hell. Truly so.
The question is, if I can feel this hell, if I can feel the resistance I need to work against or above, then, if I don't feel it, the will to receive brings you down. It gives you the feeling that you're not in the right direction, you're not working properly. There's this bitterness that you feel when you have no strength to work against those forces. How to relate to that feeling?
I have to feel myself every moment that I have to go forward, a little more, another step forward and another step forward, meaning that I am advancing. That I am connecting more and more to everyone, and through them to the Creator. And in me, it is like a kind of engine that I constantly operate, and it pulls me. This is how I see myself in life. And I'm not worried about more than that.
124. RABASH says, to reach the desirable, good and broad land, we must first go through a stage of making the kalim, the vessels, meaning to be in the land of Egypt and see that we are slaves serving Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And the torments of exile bring us a need to pray to the Creator to deliver us from exile. As was said, and the children of Israel sighed from the work, and they cried out, and their cry went up to God. It follows that the exile is a kli, a vessel, and redemption is the light and the abundance.
Good. Again,
124. To reach the desirable, good and broad land, we must first go through a stage of making the kalim, the vessels, meaning to be in the land of Egypt and see that we are slaves serving Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And the torments of exile bring us a need to pray to the Creator to deliver us from exile. As was said, and the children of Israel sighed from the work, and they cried out, and their cry went up to God. It follows that exile is a kli, a vessel, and redemption is the light and the abundance.
Eta 3.
Buongiorno Rab. Cosa ci aiuta ad acquisire questa sensibilità verso?
What will help us acquire this sensitivity for the direction to the center of the ten? In the why this center is giving us the power to place this balance between the Creator and the Pharaoh.
If we, in the group, yearn to connect, by this we can awaken the heart of each and every friend toward connection. And then everyone will be drawn to the center of the 10. In other words, here is the example that each one gives to the others is very important. We have to use it.
Like the beat of a drum. One is a pulse like the beat of a drum. Who knows one? I know one. One is the game that we've already won. One is the game that we've already won. There's a special place in my heart that'll never let us be apart. There's a flame that burns for us. Shines from above. Guided by a force that shines from above. Who knows one? I know one. One is the love that connects everyone. One is the love that connects everyone. Who knows one? I know one. One voice, one cry, one light, one song. One voice, one cry, one light, one song. There's a special place in my heart that'll never let us be apart. One cry, one light, one song. There's a special place in my heart that we all live on. Will never let us be apart. One is a pulse like the beat of a drum. There's a flame that burns for us. One is the game that we already won. A flame of eternal love. One voice, one cry, one light, one song. Guided by a force that shines from above. One is the love that connects everyone. One voice, one cry, one light, one song. One is the earth that we all live on. There's a flame that burns for us. One is the love that connects everyone. A flame of eternal love. One is the love that connects everyone. There's a flame that burns for us. A flame of eternal love. Oh.
Let's move to the preface to the Wisdom of Kabbalah.